what was happening YouTube. Yeah, all that. I just got to talk about this. Hold on. This is crazy. Have you heard about this yet? If not, you're about to hear about it. I can't believe anybody hasn't heard about it. This is Pepe Fork or Pork from the brilliant mind of Mr. Pauly. If you don't know who Pauly is, you're living under a rock. Pauly is the gentleman who some may argue but are wrong. Pauly is the gentleman who is absolutely responsible for the unbelievable rise of Pepe, the success of Pepe when it was going crazy. That's because of Pauly. And then Pauly had, whatever issues he had with the team that actually created Pepe. They, apparently took some money or whatever was going on. He didn't like how they were running things, bottom line, and is kind of not really cool with them anymore. So they kind of bicker back and forth, and one of the things he did was he created this pork, which is going absolutely nuts. I don't even know how to begin to explain this thing to you, right? Let me just tell you, it's less at this point than 3 days since this thing had launched. And just a quick little whatever. Back on the 30th, he was talking during the day about something was going to happen. Keep your eyes open. Something's happening today. And I think Pauly's on the West Coast. I'm on the East Coast. So, I'm waiting all day, and I got a friend or two that, we're talking about it. What's going on? Anything go? You see anything? No, nobody's seen anything yet. Finally, it got to about 11 o'clock here on the East Coast, and I was like, this freaking Pauly. He's getting everybody hyped up, but he's not, he's not dropping anything right now. Even if it's 8 o'clock on the West Coast, I just figured there's no way he's going to drop something this late. I mean, if people are going to drop things, they usually do it like 3 o'clock in the afternoon or something like that. But here's the thing. Pauly's brain doesn't work like everybody else's brain works. And this is something that I should have taken into account. What you would think normal people, if there's a such thing, would do, you cannot apply to Pauly. Pauly is, he's just on a different wavelength, right? He's got a different vibe going on. You know how, and I'm by no means trying to blow smoke up anybody's ass or whatever, right? Or kiss anybody's ass. I'm just saying, if you think about, your Beethovens and your Picassos and, all these people who were like absolutely brilliant with what they did, but they were a little off. Right? Just a little off. Some people might have thought they were a little loony, right? And there's a correlation between being extremely creative and being a little batshit nuts, right? And that's Pauly. No other way to say it. The guy is absolutely brilliant with what he does. He's just not cut from the same cloth as everybody else. So you can't really assume that he's going to act a certain way. As a matter of fact, you should assume he's going to act the exact opposite of what you expect. Bottom line is, at like maybe 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning Eastern time, he dropped this. I was sound asleep, right? So this is what happened. Dropped it here, right? This is on the 30th. According to this is 1 o'clock. This is when it was created. So 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. You see, let me raise this up a little bit so you can see it out of the volume lines. You can see that it really, really took off. Now, obviously, it launched, somewhere way down here in the, 18, 19, 20 zeros or whatever. But I mean, that lasted a matter of seconds. And it came up pretty fast. Now, I have about 3 friends that I know of who actually got in on this in the first hour. So they got in, it was 5 zeros, like 5 zeros and then low numbers, 501, 502, somewhere around there, right? And then they have just been sitting back and writing this thing up. Now remember, this was on the 30th, okay? Today is the 1st, right? Today's the 1st? Yeah, today's February 1st. So less than 3 days. And this is what we've done. This thing has gone from there to 6 zeros currently, 6 zeros, 8487. Just a little while ago, it broke, it was up to 6 zeros, 9 something or whatever. The market cap was over 380 million market cap. Even where it is right now, 357, 360, call it. In less than 3 days, that is phenomenal. If you see whenever I do one of these videos, if I pull up a chart like this, if you see a purple line, that means that and let me come over here. If you see a purple line, that means that's where I got in. So if you look at this, I got in at 601303, and I didn't get in with a lot. I came in with about $650, which a little while ago was worth pretty darn close. It was worth about $4,500. $600 to $4,500 in a matter of a few days. There is something unbelievable going on here. I've never seen this before since I've been in crypto, and I haven't been in crypto all that long, but I've never seen this before. I talk to people who have been in crypto for an awfully long time. Developers, right? Full stack developers, L1 developers, L2 developers, just people who have been trading in stock, or rather in crypto for a long, long time. And they all are amazed at this. They all say it's the real deal. And, you know, these are the people I go to really check on things, right? They say it's the real deal. It's absolutely legit. It's brilliant what's going on between this and I'm not even going to get into Pond, because Pond is a whole nother animal that's all part of the same thing. And there's so much going on with Pond and with Pond X. I could never really all get it all into a video. So if you don't know anything about this stuff, you've got to get into some of the X spaces that they do. I think they do an X space every morning at like 9:30 or something like that. 9 o'clock or 9:30 Eastern time. So you'll have to do the conversion for wherever you are. And they're chock full of fun and a bunch of people just kind of cutting up and acting crazy. But they're also chock full of information. These guys are really, really good about kind of giving instructions on what's happening and how all this stuff is working. But this is just a phenomenal, phenomenal rise. And yeah, it's come back down to 6084. But before I go to bed, I bet you it'll be back up to 6 zeros and 9. And by the time I wake up, I have really little doubt that it will have broken a zero. And it will be at 5 zeros, 1 something, whatever it's going to go to. Once it gets to 5 zeros with how much I have, right? Once it gets to 5 zeros, 1, that's $5,000 from like $600, $650 that I spent. Just unbelievable gains. Does anybody have any doubt at all that if this thing can do this in 3 days, that it can't reach 1 billion market cap in the next week or two? That's really what they're aiming for. Matter of fact, I think they're aiming way beyond that. And I don't see how that's going to be a problem. I really don't. There's nothing in the way of this freight train. There really isn't. So if you haven't, if like I said, you're under a rock and you don't know what's going on here, or if you even think that it's too late to get in, I'm not going to give you financial advice and tell you what to do with your money. You make that decision for yourself. But there's nothing indicating this thing's going to slow down. Nothing at all. I'm not touching what I have in there right now. I did at first. I'll even tell you, because at the very beginning, so this is where I got. See this candle right here, this red candle? This is where I got in. At, like I said, 6013. And then the next candle, right, kind of went up. I'm like, oh, okay, good. I made a little money. Awesome, right? Then I'm listening to a space, and Paulie came in the space. And Paulie said basically that he made this. It's for the community. The community can run it. They can make socials. They can make websites. They can do whatever they want. He wants no part of it. He's and it gave me the impression, and it gave a lot of people the impression that he was basically disowning this thing, right? That he made it. Okay, I made it. Here it is. You do whatever you want with it. I want nothing to do with it. I'm all about pond, and that's it, right? So you see, that was followed by a bunch of red candles because I think a lot of people had the same impression that I did. But the brilliant thing about Paulie is that he knows how to motivate people. I don't know where he gets this stuff from. I really don't, right? Like I said, he really is cut from a different cloth. But he knows how to motivate people. And my suspicion is that what he was doing was forcing everybody to kind of get off their ass and take a part in this. Be part of what happens. Be part of the success, right? It didn't take very long at all before he came back and basically let everybody know that he is in this. This is his baby. He loves it. He's going to nurture it and take care of it. And his goal is absolutely to flip the market cap of PEPE. And that's a whole nother story, right? But the market cap of PEPE, 383 right now. Well, it just flipped it a little while ago. It has come back, but it flipped it. It flipped it right up here. And it's, you know, I've no doubt that it's going to flip it. And once it flips it, it's going to stay there. And it's just going to keep going, okay? But he let everybody know that he was really behind it. And this is what's happened. People have made millions. There have been, I forget what somebody said, 20, 30, I don't know, millionaires that have been made over the past few days in this. And 100 million, so 100 million market cap from here, a little better than a 3x, right? So I'll take that, you know, once it hits zeros, 5 zeros and a 1, I got $5,000, right? So if it goes 3x from there, 15 grand out of a $650 investment any day of the week. Matter of fact, when I can afford to, I'll probably add a little more in here. I don't see this slowing down. Again, don't take my word for it. Do your own research. Do whatever you want to do with your money. But for anybody who hasn't seen this and doesn't understand what is going on here, what's going on here is something that no one has ever seen. This is different, and it's what a lot of us have been waiting for in crypto, especially through this bear market. It is an opportunity to make some life-changing money. I know people who are developers and have developed, currently have projects that they are developing, right? Who are in this deep, because they're going to make some money not only for themselves, but maybe even to take back. The bottom line is you got people who are developing other things, probably with some of the funds that they're going to get here, right? It's a nexus. I don't really know what to tell you about it, but you have to check it out. You have to check it. You owe it to yourself. If you miss out on this, this is going to be one that you're going to talk about for the rest of your life that you really missed out on. So go ahead and do whatever you got to do to get in on this one, if that's what you choose to do. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Ciao.